Hi guys, I'm here with a review on the Fluval Evo 13.5. So today I'm going to be going through the light, the filtration, and just little points that this tank comes with, and price as well. So because I've had this tank for about 3 months now, just over 3 months. So I'm just going to be sharing my thoughts on it and what I think, because it is so far it's doing really well. I am really impressed with it, especially with the price. The price is perfect. So let's start off with filtration. Okay, the filtration that comes with the tank is really basic. It's just simple overflow. It goes down into an empty chamber with nothing in, which is stupid. And then the second chamber is just a little sponge with a bag of this, which is supposed to be a biological media, but isn't even close to enough. And carbon as well, which, yeah, it's enough, and it's not really great quality carbon. It's not the best. I've got better carbon than this. But yeah, these two I wouldn't use. You might be able to get away with carbon, but this biological media really, well, any of the filtration that comes with it, I wouldn't use at all. Which I haven't. Not even the pump. I've changed pretty much everything about the filtration. I now have a filter floss pad, which is when water overflows, it's going to trap nothing. Trust me, nothing can get past. And there's a sponge underneath, and nothing gets in that. Like, I check that every few days, and that doesn't get dirty at all, because that filter floss pad is trapping everything that goes down there, which is really good. So yeah, as I just said, underneath about an inch thick sponge, and then underneath that is 2 bags of Biohome Ultramarine, which is the best biological media that you can get hold of. It's quite expensive though, unfortunately, but trust me, it's really efficient. And in the second chamber, I have another bag of biological media. So I think I have 900, just literally right underneath a kilo of biological media, which is enough for this tank. I have more than enough. I should have about 500 minimum, but I should aim for 700, 600, but I have like 900 or a kilo. So, and I've got this real reef rock in here, so it is gonna add a little bit. But once I get coralline on these, all over these rocks, which I soon will do, it's not really gonna work as biological. But I still have that backup 1 kilo of Biohome Ultra Marine in there, which is gonna do the job. And then underneath that one bag in the second chamber, I have a little bag of carbon. It's not this, it's a different type of carbon. Not 100% sure what type it is, what it's made by, but I know it's doing a great job. This, as you can see on video, this water is really clear. Like I said, it's really clear. There are a few air bubbles in the tank that's coming from like the 300 pump in the corner. Sometimes it kind of spits out bubbles every now and again. It's a bit annoying, but I will be changing to a wave maker shortly. And in the third chamber is a little bit more chemical filtration. So I've got a little bag of, actually no, it's a filter sock, which inside that is pyrogen, which is it's chemical filtration, and it's going to pretty much act as a skimmer. It's going to help with nutrients in the water, so it's going to take some of that out and take some of the scum from the surface and in the water. So, well, a tiny bit of the yellowiness in the water, it's going to kind of take that out. But mainly it helps with nutrients, so I kind of need it considering I don't have a skimmer. So I decided to ditch that eventually after like a month and a half or so. About halfway through having this tank, I decided to ditch it. So it was just getting, I couldn't handle that skimmer. It was really bad. Cheap as well, so didn't expect it to be really good. And the pump I've got for it, I've changed the pump as well. The pump that comes with it it's just a little 500 litre pump. I don't know if it's a Fluval pump. I don't know if they do pumps, but yeah, 500 litre now pump. So I've upgraded to the Eheim. I want to say Compact 600. I don't know if that's it. I'm just gonna say Eheim Compact. Yeah, Eheim Compact 600. It's adjustable pump. It's a bigger version of what I've got in the corner there. It's enough 600 litres an hour. I've got both of those dual outlet nozzles that also comes with at the surface, just to get surface agitation, a little bit oxygen in the water, and adds a little bit of shimmer to the tank a little bit, which I don't like loads of shimmer, so it's perfect in that tank. Also will get rid of a little bit of surface scum as well. So yeah, that's the filtration. Really, really basic. Comes with. I do recommend you change it to maybe one of my setups. I've changed it twice. I recommend you change it to my setup, because my setup's working really, really well. Or if you want to keep it standard, you can, if you want to go the cheap way, but really, really not recommended. And that skimmer, you can try it, but I had it for about a month and it was really, really loud, annoying to change it out, and it wasn't. It was vibrating and there was nothing positive about it. I just hated it, so I had to change it out. So let's move on to lighting. Lighting, again, with the filtration, very basic. But, well, I say it's basic. It's not really that bad. It's 14,000K lighting, which that's with the white on. It's not dimmable, but I wouldn't expect it to with the price of the tank at only like 120, 130 pound. So I don't expect it to be dim. Well, it's kind of dimmable. You got blue, and then off, and then white. That's all you got. It's those 3 settings. Well, 2 settings really. But at least you've got the blue mode in it, which is a good little thing. Fluval added a little blue mode, so I do like a little bit of blue, because you can see certain corals glow. When I got that on, it's, I want to say 16 watts. It's either 15 or 16 watts, which it's not incredible amount of power, but it's enough for softies. Way enough as well. Yeah, it's enough for softies. SPS, I'm going to say no, it might keep it alive, but not, it won't keep it really growing. It 100% it won't do aquaporas, so those high-end SPS, I'm sure it won't do them. You can try certain types of LPS. I might actually try a few LPS in this tank, but I don't think it's going to do a lot with LPS, but you'll see when I get a little bit of it in this tank. I'm not 100% sure on anything yet. But yeah, so far the light's keeping that pulse coil, this pulse coil. As you can see, the pulse coil's reaching up for the light really well. GSP is doing alright. I think it's actually starting to grow. Yeah, so I'm seeing a few new heads pop up on that GSP now. So that's starting to grow, and I've got 2 other types of GSP down the bottom here. They're doing alright. I'm not saying I don't think they're quite to the growing stage quite yet, but yeah, the light's definitely enough for softies. So softies, LPS, good. But if you want to keep the SPS, I recommend upgrading to something a bit more advanced, like an AI Prime or a Kessel. So yeah, that's the light. Let's move on to something else. Something really cool Fluval added, which is the Honeycomb Design. They've also done it on their flex tanks. This is a really cool design that kind of hides the waterline, and it is scratchable, so you can get like a little blade and cut that off, but I choose not to because I think that looks really cool. It feels nice as well. It feels really nice. Yeah, it's on the outside. Well, no, yeah. So it's gone outside, so it's not gonna rub off by the water or anything. So it feels really nice. It looks really cool as well. So they also have it on their M series tanks, which I don't think they sell them anymore. It was on their M series tanks. Well, it wasn't honeycomb, but it was kind of frosted glass at the bottom and the top, which would have been cool in this tank. I don't know if it would have matched it though, the frosted glass. I think the Honeycomb Design is really good choice. Again, they also did it with a flex, which is really cool. And yeah, it's just a really cool feature they added. So let's move on to another little feature. I can't really show you it because it's a bit dark, but underneath here, which is kind of the main point of the tank, is the base of the tank, which is, I think the right name of it is a little pedestal. So it kind of gives a floating design of the tank. So we just step back a little bit. You can kind of see it kind of looks like it's floating, which is really cool. I don't know what it's made out of. It's not plastic. It's some kind of, I have no idea what it's made of, but it does give a cool little effect with a floating design. And yeah, you might be able to take it off if you wanted to, but it might make the tank a little bit unstable. Like, it won't keep the waterline straight. It'll be a bit bendy. But yeah, it's a really cool design that they've done with it. It doesn't have little feet under that. It's just a pedestal which is completely flat. But what I've done is I've put a few coins underneath the front, because it wasn't really straight, like the waterline wasn't straight when I started to fill it up. So it might have been because it was the table, not because of the tank. But yeah, that's really cool that of Fluval added. And one more thing about the honeycomb, they've also added it for the whole chamber filtration system, so it kind of hides that as well, which is also really cool. So let's just end with a few other features. So another main one, well, it's not really main, but the thickness of the glass, I'm pretty sure is 5mm glass. It's not incredibly thick. It's quite thin glass. It's not high quality, but it's kind of medium quality glass. The worst quality glass I've seen is probably jewel. It was on my jewels. Well, I would say this kind of glass is, I would say it's better than my jewel tank, which is, well, yeah, it's cheaper than this, but yeah, it's not super high quality glass, but I wouldn't want it to be, because it already this glass does look good. But if they made the glass any better, then it would have been starting to jump up in price. But yeah, as you can see, it's 5mm. You can Google it if you want. But yeah, I would say that's pretty much all the main features of the tank. It does come with the lid. The rear lid is removable with a few feeding holes, which is, well, no, not feeding holes, cable management. You could pop little holes out and that cables can go through. It also comes with a little feeding hole as well, just a little hole, which I use all the time. I never have to take the lid off for feeding. It's just that little hole. I turn all the flow off and then feed twice a day. Yeah, that feeding hole is actually really useful. It would have been good if it was like a little flappable one, so it comes with the little lid on that, but you're unlikely to get a fish jump out there. I've never had fish jump, into the sump or something. Like, well, not the sump, the rear sump. Yeah, but I think I'll do it for this review on the tank. So far, I think it's a brilliant tank. I really do recommend you get one of these. It's only cheap, so it's not a massive amount of money. But when you start have to upgrade stuff, like if you wanted to upgrade the light, but if you're not going SPS, then you don't really need to. It's good light. Filtration is if I had to change something with this tank, it would be the filtration, because that is, I've hardly seen anyone use the filtration that comes with it, because it's really not that good. It's quite bad. So recommended change that filtration, because it's not equipped for any saltwater tank. Yeah, so I guess that'll do it for this review. Yeah, tank's great. Next video, well, next week, it might be an update. I haven't planned anything yet, but yeah, you'll see me in about a week. Like and subscribe and comment if you have any questions or any please suggest any corals. I'm looking for softies. Well, yes, mainly softies. If any soft corals that you know of, please comment, because I've been looking some up, but I need a little bit of help. I have found a few online that I might order very soon, so next couple of weeks we should have a few more corals in here. I'm saying zoanthids. So yeah, you'll see me in a week, and yeah, bye.